Hi friends, today I have the honor of introducing to you Dr. Kumar Shivam. He is ranked 231 NEETPG exam this year. It's an awesome performance considering the number of students who sit for the exam, which is like more than 1.5 lakhs around. So Shivam, how are you feeling today?
Awesome, sir.
Are you feeling, after the result, has the feeling sunk in? Like, when you saw the result, like what was the feeling in your mind?
Very nice, sir.
Very nice. And I'm sure your parents and family, everybody must be so relieved today.
Yes, everyone is proud.
So अभी मतलब कैसे सोचा मतलब कि like when you have this rank at hand, अभी have you already thought of a branch that you want to pick up?
Yes, sir. I've thought about taking medicine, or I can also take Dharma.
Yeah. So you are more inclined towards the medicine.
Medicine.
Very nice, very nice. And I think medicine is now one of the top choices for the many medical graduates nowadays. So you started your preparation with us in your pre-foundation year.
Yes.
And then you followed it up with a foundation course and then the test and discussion course. You were like with us for I think 4 years now.
Yes.
So how was your journey?
Sir, it was first I joined pre-foundation. It was I used to make notes. Then I used to, I couldn't revise it in the second year because in second year we do not study too much in our college. But I studied in the third year when I joined pre-foundation, and I also studied in the final year, and then I studied in the TND when I did the internship.
So in the initial years, your main goal was to make notes?
Make notes.
Understand?
Yes.
And
I used to make the notes, and then I used to give some tests if I used to get time, and then in the third year I used to revise all the notes, and in the final year and again in the internship I used to read the notes.
So I think I've seen this common with all high achievers, that they in the beginning of their preparation they spend time in collecting notes. But they don't spend time in collecting notes in internship. In internship, they spend time in revising them and giving tests, attending discussions, finding where they are wrong and improving. So, do you think that starting early makes a big difference where you end up in the end?
Yes. Starting early gives us more amount of time. If you start in the third year or second year, then we get the more time to study, more time to revise, more time. We also get time to study the standard textbooks. We can study in the third year and final year, and in the internship there is less time, so we can study all the notes and we can revise it as many times as we can want.
Especially if you are in a place where you have busy internship, it makes sense to start early instead of pushing everything to the end, and in the end with the busy internship you might not be able to manage.
Yes.
But when you start early, you have that luxury that okay, I have time to create notes, time to refer to standard books,
textbooks,
and make concepts in a better manner and more long lasting manner. Yes. So was that your strategy, that okay, and did you think about it consciously, or in the DAMS courses it was already planned for you that we anyhow in internship we change gear towards test and discussion? Were you happy with the way we shift the anti-grade teaching, then we go to the test and discussion retrograde and we mix it all up?
Yes, sir. It was nice that the TND used to give us the routine which we used to follow. It gave us the timeline which we completed, and then we used to give the test, and we also got some special points from the TND, some important updates or some new things which have changed, and then we can revise, we can add to the notes, and it was complete notes then.
Yeah, because it's a very important thing that he has brought up, because a lot of students ask me this question once they have done a pre-foundation and foundation with us. They say, sir, why should I do a TND or should I sit at home? I would say that it's better to do TND because it will tell you how to apply what you have learned better, and plus in that year whatever updates might have come, those will be included in the TND, and you will get that new thing, new data, new things that we want to add up. So that you get in, like every year our notes would have additions. So in TND you get those additions also, which might be coming in the regular course that year. So that advantage you have in TND. And I also wanted to know from you, did you use the multi-tier system of testing we have? Like in TND we have a TND test, then you have a SWT in your app, then you have grand test every month, then you have a CBT where you go in the computer centers to give the exam. So how did you like the testing system here?
I like the testing system. There are so many tests. You can give the SWTs when you have completed the subject, and you can give the grand test whenever you get time. And grand test give us a great give us a idea where we stand, which subjects are weak or which subjects are strong, and then we can evaluate ourselves and we can improve the weaker subjects.
And like whenever you were giving the test, did you see the video solutions or did you learn from them, and how was your approach?
Yes, I used to see the solutions. I used to first see the solutions in the subjects which I was weaker or I got more wrong, and then if I get time I used to see all the other videos which were uploaded. It was very useful because we can also get to know something about the teacher's perspective which they are trying to tell us, and we also get to know about all the other options and how about ruling out the other options which are not those.
It's a very important point that he has brought up, that whenever we as a teacher we frame a question, we frame that question with the objective to test something. So when you listen to our own video, you get to know that, okay, this is why sir has framed this question and this is why these were the choices and this is how I want you to rule them out. So you might be ruling them out with a different strategy, but when you see my strategy, you learn something. And so, that is our purpose of that video solutions that we introduced. And did you also utilize the eMedico's app for the previous papers and the mop-ups and these things?
I also used the eMedico's app. It had many video discussions. It also had the mop-up videos which were very useful, like PSM epidemiology or the contraception in the gynae portion. So it had important videos. It also had the EQ series which I also followed. It was very useful.
Well, was that interesting to discuss one MCQ in that video manner, and in your leisure time when you're slightly busy you can learn something from the teacher?
Yes.
It is always in your pocket. And and now that we've learned about your strategy, like did you also utilize the DVT session that we had conducted for revision?
Yes, I also attended the DVT session. It was very nice. It was like a 3-day full revision of all the subjects. It was like a 3-day important. All the subjects were revised. All the teachers gave their best performance, and it was very nice. It also motivated us to study.
How was your CBT performance?
In CBT 1 I got 5000 rank. In CBT 2 I got 3000 rank.
But did that spur you to work harder? Did that expose that maybe I'm not putting more revisions?
Yes.
So did you work harder after the CBTs?
Yes.
And do you think that that understanding about how you are performing in the exam helped you to improve before the real exam?
Yes.
And I think that is very important. Like sometimes people directly give the NEET exam without appearing for a mock. So then the risk is that you might do the same mistakes that you're doing in CBT, you might do in NEET. But at least once they are done in CBT, you may not do in NEET.
The CBT helped us to decrease the exam anxiety. That we get to do the exam in the same pattern and in the same atmosphere. So it decreases the exam anxiety, so that we can perform better.
Acclimatization is the goal that we have here. Yes. That it's just like you're going up a mountain, you can't just run, you have to just acclimatize by CBT, then acclimatize and then you reach the final mountain is the goal. And you have given this NEET exam, and you remember like 1 year back, you might be wondering what NEET would feel like. Now you have given the NEET exam, and many people who are listening to you today have not given the NEET exam as yet. Some of them are interns or final years, and they want to know that how did you manage that exam day and the exam on that day itself? How did you do that?
I had given many tests. If you give in test, you would not feel such anxiety. If you would start giving tests start early, then you would not feel that. If you give the other tests like AIMS, PGI and JIPMER and also the CBT, then you would not feel like the giving test. You will feel like giving another CBT. Then it decreases the exam anxiety.
So maybe if I put it in other words, that that real exam felt just like a mock test to you, and the mock test felt like exams. So there's a good way of looking at things, that put all your seriousness when you're giving a mock test, but in the real exam little bit relax. Don't get so much tension that you make silly mistakes. How many questions did you attempt in this NEET?
I attempted 299 questions.
Which is good, I think. You were aggressive about it?
Yes.
Yes. And did you make a conscious effort, or you saw the paper and you like, okay, these are doable, I should be going more aggressive?
I saw the paper, it was doable, and as I did, I played aggressive. The negative marking is very less, that we can always play aggressive. If we attempt 5 questions and even if we get 1 right, then it comes to 0.
Yeah.
That -4 and +4. So I attempted always aggressive.
And it's a very important strategy to keep also, especially in exams of the level that we have today. In the exams that have happened in 2018-19, almost all papers in this year were doable. There were no paper where they had asked a lot of fancy things. They were more doable things.
Yes.
So you had to apply your mind and solve it. But if you are too scared of the negative marking, you will leave a lot of questions and then you might end up losing those precious marks. So that is the strategy I've seen most of the good rankers in this entire year have followed. You have to be aggressive on the exam. Now, any particular teachers from DAMS that you remember today?
Yes, sir. You, Sumir sir. I used to see all your motivational videos. They're very nice. Deepti Bell ma'am, Deepak Arora sir, Tushar Mehta sir, and all other teachers were very nice. All were very nice teachers, and they did very hard work.
Were you happy with the way teachers have gone about in the last 4 years with you?
Yes, sir.
And any particular subject that you would be thinking of after any particular teacher that made you like his subject so much that you thought, okay, I'm going to take this subject?
Arvind sir taught medicine in a very interactive and in a
conceptual manner.
Very conceptual manner. So I liked medicine.
Yeah, because he's the ideal medicine person, I think.
Yes.
Very conceptual, very calm, and every time he's looking at DD, differential diagnosing, narrowing down. Every time his approach is what is called as algorithmic approach, I think, to everything. And even when sometimes I see him talking to patients also. So and that time also he's asking same questions. Then in the mind he's ruling out like, okay, that's fine. So that the same style he teaches, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And with this, I would now ask you to say something motivating for future aspirants. Say something, give a message or a idea to them, or a motivation, anything that you want to say to them that will, help them reach to your point in the future. Some of them want to, would be looking at you and they would want to, be in your seat next year and give the interview here.
I would like to say that always be consistent in your study. Even if you get less time, like during internship, you should study in the time which you get. It is not the quantity, but it is the quality. What you study is important, very important for it.
It is not the quantity which is important, it is the quality which is important, and
if
consistency is the key. Like,
yes.
I totally agree with this. I've seen a lot of people, they go like a soda bottle, like they go like shh, and they put in a lot of hard work in the initial part and then they fizzle out. But in the real life is not like that 100-meter dash. It's like a marathon. Like if you see him, he's been working with us for last 4 years. It's not like 1 day effort. It's like 4-day effort. You have to maintain consistency, and it's a beautiful thing that he has put up. That don't try to exhaust yourself in the 1 day itself. You have to last the entire time, and then you have to learn the skill of giving test, give test, learn how it is done. Practice and give the real exam as if you're giving a mock exam. It sounds very simple, but you have to do it. It's not easy in the competitive exam scenario today. How did you manage your own motivation at that time, like when it was going on? Like, was it sometimes overwhelming that so many people are appearing for the exam?
I used to when I get demotivated, I used to hear some videos, or I used to take some break. And then I again got up to study.
Take a little break, but then
take a break, and then again I started.
And it's very important not to take too long a break. you can't let yourself, go into entropy. You have to take a break, but then come back, every time come back. Yes. So it has been a pleasure interacting with you, Shivam, and it has been my honor to be, discussing things with you today. And I would like to congratulate you once again on your exemplary performance.
Thank you, sir.
And I would like to extend my congratulations to your parents,
Thank
your
you.
family. I'm sure everyone would be very, very proud of you. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.